Hello, my dear friends. Today, I want to talk about something truly life-changing, the power of your subconscious mind. You may have heard about it before, but do you really understand how powerful it is? Most of us go through life without realizing that our subconscious mind is controlling so much of what we do, what we feel, and what we achieve. Think about this. Have you ever tried really hard to change something in your life, but no matter how much effort you put in, you keep going back to the same habits, the same fears, and the same doubts? That's because your conscious mind is trying to change things, but your subconscious mind is still programmed the old way. But here's the good news. You have the power to reprogram your subconscious mind. You can change your beliefs, your habits, your confidence, and even your future just by understanding and using the power of your subconscious mind. And today, I am going to explain exactly how you can do it. So, let's dive deep into this topic. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand how your subconscious mind works and how you can use it to change your life. What is the subconscious mind? First, let's understand what the subconscious mind really is. You see, your mind has two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is the part that you use when you are awake, making decisions, thinking, planning, and analyzing things. Right now, as you listen to me, your conscious mind is working. It helps you think logically, make decisions, and focus on the present moment. But your subconscious mind is much deeper. It's like a powerful computer that runs in the background all the time. It controls your habits, emotions, fears, beliefs, and even your physical body. For example, think about when you first learned to ride a bicycle. In the beginning, you had to focus very hard. Your conscious mind was working, but after some time, you no longer needed to think about balancing. Your subconscious mind learned the skill, and now you can ride a bike without thinking. This happens with everything: walking, driving, speaking, even feeling certain emotions. Your subconscious mind stores everything, all your experiences, your fears, your beliefs, and even the way you see yourself. The problem is, many of us have negative programming in our subconscious mind. Maybe someone told you when you were young that you're not good at something. Maybe you had a bad experience that made you afraid of trying new things. And now, without realizing it, your subconscious mind keeps repeating those negative beliefs. But the amazing thing is, you can change this programming. How to reprogram your subconscious mind now. Let's talk about how you can reprogram your subconscious mind to remove limiting beliefs and replace them with positive, powerful beliefs. 1. Affirmations. Speak to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. If you keep saying, "I am not good at English," your subconscious mind will believe it, and you will always struggle. But if you say, "I am improving my English every day. I am confident in speaking," your subconscious mind will accept this as truth. So, start using positive affirmations every day. Say things like, "I am confident. I am intelligent. I can achieve my dreams. I learn English easily and naturally." Say these words every morning when you wake up and every night before you sleep. Your subconscious mind will start to believe them, and soon, you will see changes in your behavior and confidence. 2. Visualization. See it in your mind. Did you know that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and an imagined one? That's why visualization is so powerful. If you close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking English fluently, feeling confident, and having a successful conversation, your subconscious mind will accept it as reality. And the more you visualize this, the more it will become your actual reality. Every day, spend a few minutes visualizing the person you want to become. If you want to be confident, see yourself confident. If you want to learn English, see yourself speaking fluently. 3. Control your thoughts. Guard your mind. Your thoughts are like seeds. Whatever you plant in your mind will grow. If you always think about your fears, problems, and failures, your subconscious mind will create more of those situations. But if you think about success, confidence, and growth, your subconscious mind will create those experiences for you. So, be mindful of what you think about every day. If you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop and replace it with a positive thought. 4. Repetition, the key to reprogramming. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition. That's why habits are so hard to change, because you have repeated them for years. To create new beliefs, you must repeat them every day. Repeat affirmations. Repeat positive thoughts. Repeat visualization. If you do this consistently, your subconscious mind will accept these new beliefs, and they will become a part of you. Let's dive even deeper into understanding how our subconscious mind works and how we can work with it every single day. Imagine your subconscious as a vast, hidden garden where every seed you plant eventually grows into a flower or a weed. The amazing part is that you, and only you, have the power to decide what kind of garden you want to nurture. When I was younger, I always believed that I was just bad at learning English, or that I couldn't speak confidently. But over time, I discovered that these were not facts. They were simply seeds planted in my subconscious from past experiences. Today, I want to share with you how I began to replant those seeds, cultivating confidence and a genuine love for learning. I remember one day when I was frustrated because no matter how many grammar exercises I did or vocabulary lists I memorized, I couldn't shake the feeling of self-doubt when speaking in English. It was like a tiny voice in my head saying, "You can't do this." I realized that this voice was a reflection of my subconscious mind, a repository of old beliefs and negative thoughts. I decided it was time to change that narrative. I started by speaking to myself kindly, using affirmations such as, "I am capable. I am getting better every day. I can speak English with confidence." Every morning in front of the mirror, I looked into my eyes and said these affirmations out loud. It felt a bit strange at first, but soon I began to notice a small shift in my attitude and, more importantly, my confidence grew. Another powerful tool I embraced was visualization. Picture this. Every night before going to bed, I would close my eyes and imagine myself engaging in a conversation in English, laughing with friends, or even presenting confidently in front of an audience. I imagined every detail, my clear pronunciation, the warmth in my smile, the nods of approval from those around me. This visualization wasn't just daydreaming. It was me training my subconscious mind to see success as a natural outcome. It reminded me that my subconscious doesn't differentiate between real and imagined experiences. The more vivid the images, the more my mind accepted these scenarios as potential realities. I also learned the importance of mindfulness. Our thoughts often run like a constant stream, and sometimes they're filled with worries, regrets, or negative self-talk. I started practicing mindfulness techniques to pause and observe my thoughts without judgment. When I noticed negative thoughts creeping in, like, "I'll never get this right," or "I'm not as good as others," I would gently redirect my focus back to the positive. This simple practice helped me become aware of the power my thoughts hold over my mood and actions. It's like being the gardener who regularly checks the garden to pull out the weeds before they take over the beautiful flowers. One evening, as I was sitting in a quiet corner of my room, I began writing down all the negative beliefs I had about my abilities. I wrote them on paper, stared at each one, and then countered them with a positive statement. For example, In place of, "I'm not good at English," I wrote, "Every day I improve a little more in English, and my efforts lead me to success." This exercise of writing down my thoughts was incredibly therapeutic. It allowed me to externalize my doubts and see them as something I could work on, rather than as fixed parts of who I was. In addition to affirmations, visualization, and mindfulness, I explored meditation. Meditation gave me a quiet space to connect with my inner self. In those moments of stillness, I learned to listen to my subconscious without interference. It was during meditation that I began to understand that many of the limitations I felt were self-imposed. I discovered that every breath I took could be a step toward freeing myself from the confines of my past beliefs. Meditation helped me tap into a deep reservoir of inner strength, a strength that I had always possessed but had not fully acknowledged. As you continue on your journey, you might also try journaling. Writing down your thoughts, dreams, and goals can be incredibly powerful. It serves as a dialogue with your inner self. Sometimes, you might write about a small victory, like successfully ordering food in English at a restaurant, or a larger goal, like the desire to study abroad. Over time, your journal becomes a living testament to your progress. It's a reminder that even on days when you feel like you're not making headway, you are, in fact, moving forward step by step. Let me share another personal story. I once attended an English-speaking club where members shared their experiences, mistakes, and tips for learning. I was nervous at first, thinking everyone was so fluent and confident. But as I listened, I realized that most people were sharing the same struggles I had. We laughed about mispronunciations, cheered each other on, and celebrated small victories together. That day, I learned that the subconscious mind thrives in an environment of support and positivity. When you surround yourself with people who believe in you, you begin to believe in yourself too. So, if you're learning English, try joining a study group or finding a language partner. The encouragement and shared energy can do wonders for your confidence. Let's also talk about the science behind this process. Research in psychology tells us that our brain is highly malleable, what scientists call neuroplasticity. This means that the neural pathways in our brain can change with practice. Every time you repeat a positive affirmation or visualize a successful outcome, you're strengthening the connections in your brain that support that positive belief. It's like building a well-trodden path through a forest. The more you walk it, the clearer and more accessible it becomes. So, every positive thought, every moment of mindfulness, and every session of meditation is contributing to rewiring your brain for success. The journey to harnessing the power of your subconscious mind is ongoing, and it isn't always linear. There will be days when old patterns resurface, days when self-doubt sneaks back in, or when the familiar comfort of negative thinking seems easier than the work of change. And that's okay. Change isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each day is a new opportunity to start fresh, to replant those seeds, and to nurture your mind with love, patience, and consistent effort. If you ever feel overwhelmed, remember that you're not alone. Every person, regardless of their background or level of success, has an inner dialogue. And sometimes that dialogue can be harsh. The key is not to let it define you. Instead, listen to it, understand its origins, and then choose to speak a new truth into your life. Your subconscious mind is waiting to help you realize your dreams. It only needs the right instructions. For those of you who are passionate about learning English, think of your language journey as a beautiful metaphor. Just as you learn new words and phrases every day, you're also learning new ways to think, to express, and to connect with the world. Each new word you learn is like a tool in your toolbox, a tool that can help you unlock new opportunities. And when you pair that with the power of your subconscious mind, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You begin to see that every conversation is a chance to practice not just English, but also the art of positive thinking. In the quiet moments, when you're alone with your thoughts, try asking yourself, What do I truly believe about myself? Often, the answers lie buried under layers of old conditioning. Ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Does it help me grow? Or is it holding me back? Once you identify a limiting belief, gently challenge it. Replace it with a new thought that aligns with the life you want to live. It might feel like you're talking to yourself, but remember, you are your most important conversation partner. Another powerful practice is to set small, achievable goals. When you set a goal, break it down into tiny, manageable steps. For instance, if you want to improve your English speaking skills, you might set a goal to learn and use 5 new words every day. Each time you accomplish one of these small steps, celebrate it. Recognize that every success, no matter how small, is evidence that you're moving in the right direction. Over time, these small wins add up, building a mountain of success that your subconscious can't ignore. I also want to highlight the importance of self-compassion. We often treat ourselves far more harshly than we would a dear friend. When you make a mistake, whether in English or in any aspect of life, treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer someone you love. Remind yourself that mistakes are not failures. They're simply stepping stones on the journey of growth. Embracing self-compassion helps soothe the inner critic, making it easier for your subconscious to absorb new, positive messages. Sometimes, incorporating creative activities can also enhance your journey of reprogramming your subconscious. Try writing a short story, composing a song, or drawing a picture that represents your dreams and aspirations. Creative expression allows you to tap into the deeper parts of your mind where raw ideas and emotions reside. It's a playful yet powerful way to let your subconscious speak. You might be surprised by the insights that come from simply letting your creativity flow. There's also an element of gratitude that plays a vital role in this transformation. Every day, take a moment to appreciate the progress you've made. It could be as simple as thanking yourself for trying hard, for learning a new word, or for having the courage to speak up even when you felt nervous. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's already abundant in your life. It creates a fertile ground for positive change and makes your subconscious more receptive to growth. I want to remind you that the journey of harnessing the power of your subconscious mind is a personal one. While there are many techniques and strategies available, what matters most is finding what resonates with you. Some days, affirmations might be the key that unlocks your potential. On other days, a quiet meditation or a creative burst might do the trick. The beauty of this process is that it's entirely flexible and adaptable to your own rhythm. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, only the honest, ongoing effort to become the best version of yourself. As you continue to explore these practices, it can be incredibly helpful to share your experiences with others. Sometimes, discussing your journey with a friend, a mentor, or even a community online can provide new perspectives and reinforce your progress. When you hear someone else talk about their breakthroughs or their struggles, you realize that growth is not a linear process. We all have ups and downs, and that shared humanity is what makes our individual journeys so meaningful. I also want to touch on the idea that our subconscious mind is like a storyteller. It constantly weaves narratives about who we are and what we deserve in life. If you've been listening to that internal story of, "I'm not enough," or "I can't succeed," then it's time to rewrite the script. You have the power to change the story. Imagine if you could see your life as a movie where you are the heroine, overcoming obstacles and emerging stronger with every challenge. When you internalize that narrative, your subconscious mind starts to believe it. And soon, you'll begin to see changes not just in your language skills, but in every aspect of your life. One technique I found particularly transformative was recording myself reading out loud my affirmations and visualizations. Later, I would listen to these recordings while relaxing or before bed. Hearing my own voice affirm positive statements added an extra layer of conviction to my words. It was as if I was reinforcing the message with both my heart and my ears. For anyone learning English, this practice not only reprograms your subconscious mind, but also helps improve your pronunciation and fluency. You're literally hearing the language, internalizing its rhythms, and letting it become a natural part of you. Throughout this journey, it's important to remember that change takes time. There may be moments when progress seems slow, and it's easy to feel discouraged. But every time you practice a positive thought or take a step toward a goal, you're laying the groundwork for lasting change. Think of it as sculpting a masterpiece. Each chisel mark, each small adjustment contributes to the final form. Over time, you'll start to see the contours of your new self emerging, a version of you that is confident, capable, and ready to face the world. I want to encourage you to be patient with yourself. If you ever find that you're slipping back into old habits, don't beat yourself up. Instead, gently guide your thoughts back to the positive practices that have worked for you. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, affirmations, or creative expression, remind yourself that every moment is an opportunity to choose growth. Your subconscious mind is resilient, and with the right care and attention, it can transform the way you experience life. Imagine a future where speaking English feels as natural as breathing, where you approach every challenge with unwavering confidence, and where your inner dialogue is filled with encouragement rather than doubt. This is not a distant dream. It's a reality waiting to unfold as you work with the power of your subconscious mind. By making a conscious decision to nurture positive thoughts, you're actively shaping your future. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward that brighter, more empowered version of yourself. I'd like to leave you with a final thought. Your subconscious mind is the silent force that shapes your reality. It is constantly learning, adapting, and growing based on the inputs it receives. So choose those inputs wisely. Surround yourself with positivity, engage in activities that inspire you, and remember that you have the power to change not only your thoughts, but also your life. Your journey to mastering English and unlocking your full potential begins with a single step, a step that you can take right now. As I continue to share my journey and insights, I want you to imagine a quiet evening when the world seems to pause, when you can sit down with yourself and truly listen to the whisperings of your inner being. One of the most transformative moments for me came when I decided to start a video diary documenting my progress in learning English. I still remember that first day I pressed the record button. My hands were trembling a little, and my heart was full of both hope and uncertainty. But as I began to speak, something incredible happened. I could hear the gentle, supportive tone of my own voice, reminding me that every word, every sentence, was a step forward. In that video diary, I wasn't just practicing English. I was engaging in a heartfelt conversation with my subconscious mind. I spoke about my struggles and celebrated my victories, however small. I talked about how I once believed that my accent or my grammar mistakes defined me, and how I had since learned that these were just temporary hurdles on the path to mastery. With each word, I was rewiring the deep-seated beliefs that had once held me back. I was telling myself, I am growing, I am learning, and I am more than enough. Over time, these recordings became a personal archive of growth and transformation. Listening back, I could hear the subtle changes in my tone, the increasing confidence, the ease with which I pronounced each word, and it reaffirmed to me that my subconscious was embracing these new, empowering narratives. There's a powerful link between the techniques we use to reprogram our subconscious mind and the process of learning a new language like English. When you first start learning, everything might feel overwhelming. New vocabulary, unfamiliar grammar rules, and the challenge of pronunciation. But each time you listen to an English podcast, repeat a new word, or engage in a conversation, your brain is busy creating new pathways. It's as if your subconscious is constructing a vast library where every new word finds a permanent spot. With repetition, these pathways become well-worn roads, making the process smoother and more natural over time. For example, one of the techniques I adopted was called shadowing. In shadowing, you listen closely to a native speaker and mimic their speech almost immediately. At first, it might feel awkward as you try to match the rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation. But as you persist, your subconscious begins to absorb these natural patterns of speech. The more you practice, the more your mind starts to internalize not just the words, but the music of the language. I remember my first attempt at shadowing a short English dialogue. I stumbled over the words, and my pronunciation was far from perfect. Yet I persisted because I knew that every attempt was a lesson. Gradually, the hesitations faded, and I could speak more fluidly, letting my subconscious take over and let the language flow naturally. Another essential practice is the use of affirmations. I began each day by standing in front of the mirror and speaking aloud positive statements. I said things like, I am confident in my ability to speak English. Every day I learn and grow, and mistakes are opportunities to improve. At first, it felt like I was talking to myself, but over time, those affirmations started to echo in my mind, altering the negative self-talk that once dominated my thoughts. I found that my subconscious mind responded best when these affirmations were delivered with emotion and conviction. They weren't just empty words, they were seeds of change, planting the belief that I could achieve fluency and communicate with clarity. Mindfulness also played a crucial role in this journey. I started dedicating moments throughout my day to simply observe my thoughts. I realized that my mind often wandered into spaces filled with self-doubt or worry. Whenever these thoughts emerged, I gently redirected my focus to the present moment. I would take deep, calming breaths and remind myself that learning is a process, not a race. This practice of mindfulness helped me recognize when negative thoughts tried to take over and allowed me to replace them with positive, affirming ones. It was like tending to a garden, removing the weeds of doubt so that the flowers of confidence and knowledge could flourish. An unexpected benefit of these practices was the improvement in my English pronunciation. Recording myself, listening back, and even singing along to English songs not only improved my language skills, but also deepened my connection to my subconscious mind. I discovered that my subconscious was particularly receptive when I used my own voice. It was as if hearing myself speak the language of my dreams reinforced the belief that I belonged in that world. Each time I listened to my recordings, I was reminded of how far I'd come, and that motivated me to keep pushing forward. Another important aspect was the role of gratitude in my daily practice. Every evening, I would take a moment to reflect on the day's progress, even on days when I felt I had barely taken a step forward. I would jot down a few things I was grateful for, whether it was understanding a tricky phrase, having a supportive conversation with a friend, or simply the courage to try again. This simple act of gratitude shifted my focus from my shortcomings to my achievements, however small. It made my subconscious mind more receptive to positive changes by reinforcing the belief that progress was not only possible, but already happening. It's also essential to understand that this journey is uniquely personal. What works for one person might not work for another. Some days, the energy of a lively conversation in English might be what you need, while on other days, a quiet moment of meditation or reflection might be more beneficial. The beauty of engaging with your subconscious mind is that it allows you the flexibility to choose what resonates best with you at any given moment. The key is consistency. The more you engage in these practices, the more natural they become, and eventually, the changes in your mindset and language skills will be undeniable. I'd like to share another personal story that encapsulates this transformation. Not long ago, I attended a local English club meeting, a space where learners of all levels gathered to share their experiences. I walked in with a mix of excitement and nervousness, unsure if I would be able to hold a conversation or if I would stumble over my words. But as soon as I began speaking, something remarkable happened. The supportive atmosphere of the group, the shared laughter over common mistakes, and the genuine encouragement from everyone present created a safe space where my subconscious could truly relax and absorb the beauty of communication. That day, I realized that when you surround yourself with positivity and understanding, even the most daunting challenges, like learning a new language, become opportunities for connection and growth. Science, too, supports this notion. The concept of neuroplasticity tells us that our brains are not fixed. They are capable of change and adaptation throughout our lives. Every time you practice a new skill, every time you repeat a positive affirmation, you're not just training your conscious mind, you're also reconfiguring the neural pathways in your brain. This means that your subconscious mind is continuously evolving based on your habits and thoughts. When you engage in practices like visualization, you create mental images so vivid that your brain starts to treat them as if they were real experiences. This process can be incredibly powerful, turning abstract goals into tangible outcomes through consistent effort and belief. Let's dive deeper into visualization. Imagine sitting in a quiet room with your eyes closed, and you see yourself confidently conversing in English. You can hear the clear, smooth flow of your words, see the friendly faces of the people you're talking to, and even feel the excitement of sharing your thoughts and ideas. This isn't just a daydream, it's a rehearsal for real-life success. By visualizing this scene repeatedly, you're training your subconscious mind to accept it as a plausible, achievable reality. Over time, this mental rehearsal reduces the fear of failure because your mind has already experienced success in a safe, imagined space. I want to encourage you to try this right now. Wherever you are, close your eyes for a few moments. Take a deep breath and picture yourself engaging in a conversation in English. See the words flowing effortlessly and feel the confidence radiating from within you. Hold that image for a minute or two and then open your eyes. Even if it feels a bit unusual at first, trust that this simple exercise is planting the seeds of change in your subconscious mind. As you continue to build your language skills, remember that every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce your progress. Whether you're chatting with a friend, writing a journal entry in English, or even thinking in English while you go about your day, every bit of practice matters. Your subconscious mind is constantly absorbing these experiences and gradually building a new reality where speaking English fluently isn't a distant dream, but a natural part of your daily life. I also want to touch on the idea of creative expression as a bridge between your conscious efforts and your subconscious mind. Creativity, whether it's writing a poem, drawing, or even composing a short song, allows you to explore the deeper parts of your mind that are often hidden beneath layers of routine and habit. When you engage in creative activities, you give your subconscious a voice, and you might be surprised by the insights and ideas that emerge. For me, writing short stories in English was not only a way to improve my language skills, but also a method to unlock emotions and thoughts that had been tucked away for years. It became a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. Another strategy that has helped me tremendously is setting small, realistic goals. Instead of overwhelming myself with the thought of achieving complete fluency overnight, I broke my journey down into manageable steps. For example, I set a goal to learn and use 5 new English words every day. I celebrated each small win, whether it was mastering a tricky pronunciation or successfully using a new word in a conversation. These small victories were like building blocks, each one contributing to the larger structure of my confidence and competence. By focusing on incremental progress, I kept my subconscious mind engaged and motivated, reinforcing the belief that every effort was a step toward success. It's also important to practice self-compassion. There were many times when I felt frustrated with my progress, especially when I compared myself to others who seemed to pick up the language effortlessly. In those moments, I reminded myself that every learner faces challenges and that mistakes are simply part of the journey. Instead of criticizing myself, I learned to speak kindly to my inner voice, offering encouragement and understanding. I would say, it's okay to stumble. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn something new. This gentle approach allowed my subconscious mind to embrace growth without fear of failure, making the entire process much more enjoyable and sustainable. As you embark on your own journey with English, remember that the power of your subconscious mind isn't confined to language learning. It can transform every aspect of your life. It's the quiet force that influences your actions, shapes your beliefs, and ultimately determines your success. When you nurture it with positive thoughts, creative expression, consistent practice, and a deep sense of gratitude, you unlock a wellspring of potential that can propel you toward any dream you set your heart on. In those moments when you feel overwhelmed, remember that you are not alone. Every learner, every dreamer, and every person striving for growth has faced similar challenges. It's okay to pause, reflect, and even ask for help along the way. Sometimes, sharing your journey with a friend, joining a supportive community, or simply reaching out to someone who understands can make all the difference. The connections we forge not only provide practical assistance, but also feed our subconscious mind with the belief that we are supported, valued, and capable of extraordinary things. I'd like to wrap up by reinforcing one of the most powerful messages of this journey. The transformation begins within you. Your subconscious mind holds the key to unlocking a future filled with endless possibilities. Whether that's mastering English, building new relationships, or achieving personal dreams. Every positive thought, every deliberate action, and every moment of self-compassion is a step toward rewriting your story. The old narrative of doubt and limitation can be replaced with a vibrant, empowering script where you are the heroine, overcoming obstacles and celebrating each victory along the way. So, as you move forward, I invite you to continue nurturing your inner garden. Keep speaking those affirmations with passion, keep visualizing your success with clarity, and keep embracing the creative, resilient spirit within you. Every day is a new opportunity to build the life you desire, a life where your subconscious mind supports and uplifts you, guiding you toward your highest potential. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to explore the power of your subconscious mind and to use it as a tool for learning and growth. Remember, the path may sometimes seem long and challenging, but every step you take is a testament to your strength and your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. This is your moment to shine. Embrace the journey, trust in your inner power, and let the voice of your subconscious lead you to a future where speaking English and expressing your true self becomes as natural as breathing. I believe in you, and I know that with persistence, passion, and positivity, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. As we conclude this conversation, carry with you the knowledge that your subconscious mind is a loyal companion, a reservoir of untapped potential, just waiting to be activated by your dedication and self-belief. Let every word you speak, every thought you nurture, and every moment of perseverance be a step toward a brighter, more confident future. Until we meet again, remember, the power to transform your life lies within you. Cherish it, nurture it, and let it guide you every day. Goodbye for now, and take care on your journey to greatness. And as I continue to explore the depths of the subconscious mind, I invite you to take a moment to truly reflect on the experiences we've shared so far. Imagine yourself at the beginning of a long, winding path, a path filled with opportunities to learn, grow, and transform. Every step you take is a chance to reaffirm your belief in yourself, to silence that inner critic, and to let your true potential shine through. It's a journey that doesn't always move in a straight line, but each twist and turn adds a new layer to your understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. One evening, after a long day of practicing English with a few friends at a local language meetup, I found myself sitting in a quiet park. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink as the sun began to set, and I took a deep breath, feeling grateful for the day's small victories. I realized that the conversations I had, the moments of laughter, and even the occasional stumbles had all contributed to the beautiful tapestry of my growth. In that serene moment, I understood that every experience was like a brushstroke on a canvas, each one important, each one contributing to the masterpiece of my life. During that quiet time, I picked up my journal and started writing down what had happened throughout the day. I wrote about the new words I had learned, the phrases that I had finally managed to say without hesitation, and the encouraging smiles of my friends. As I wrote, I could almost see my thoughts taking shape on the paper, evolving into a story of transformation. I realized that the act of writing was not just about recording events. It was about engaging with my subconscious mind, giving it new information to process and accept, Each word I penned was a declaration of my progress, a gentle reminder that I was capable and worthy of success. This practice of journaling became a cherished part of my routine. Every evening, I would dedicate a few moments to jot down my thoughts, celebrate my progress, and even note the challenges I faced. I discovered that writing in English not only improved my language skills, but also allowed me to see patterns in my thinking. Over time, I noticed that the negative thoughts that once surfaced so frequently were gradually being replaced by words of hope and determination. It was as if my subconscious mind was being gently nudged toward a more positive, supportive narrative. One of the most enlightening practices I embraced was the habit of self-reflection. At times when I felt particularly challenged by a difficult conversation or a complex grammar rule, I would take a step back and ask myself, what is the root of this discomfort? Where is this feeling coming from? In those quiet moments, I began to see that many of my fears were not really about the language itself, but rather about the deep-seated belief that I might not be good enough. By identifying these thoughts, I could challenge them head-on and replace them with more constructive ideas. I learned to tell myself, every mistake is a lesson, every challenge is a chance to improve. This shift in mindset, though gradual, was transformative. It reminded me that my subconscious mind is incredibly malleable. It is influenced by every thought, every word, every emotion that I allow to reside within it. In my journey, I also discovered the power of consistency. There were days when I felt like I was making leaps and bounds, and other days when progress seemed almost imperceptible. On those quieter days, I would return to the basics, repeating affirmations, listening to English podcasts, and practicing pronunciation with the same dedication as I did on the more energetic days. I realized that the subconscious mind doesn't care about the pace of change. It simply responds to the regular input of positive reinforcement. Whether I practiced for 10 minutes or an hour, the key was to remain consistent and committed. Every moment spent nurturing a positive thought was a moment invested in building a better future. One of the techniques that truly resonated with me was a practice called active listening. When I engaged in conversations with native English speakers, I focused not only on speaking, but also on listening intently to how they expressed their ideas. I paid close attention to the rhythm, the tone, and the nuances in their speech. This mindful listening became a form of meditation, a way for me to absorb the language naturally. I found that when I truly listened, I wasn't just hearing words, I was absorbing the emotion and passion behind them. This practice helped me develop a more natural, fluid way of speaking, as my subconscious began to mirror the patterns I observed. Over time, I noticed subtle yet profound changes. I was no longer intimidated by lengthy conversations or complex sentences. I began to understand that each interaction was an opportunity for growth, a chance to build new neural pathways that would make English a natural extension of who I am. The more I immersed myself in the language, the more confident I became, and soon, speaking English felt as intuitive as breathing. I remember a particular moment when I was in a bustling cafe and a friendly stranger struck up a conversation with me. Initially, I hesitated, worrying about my accent and my grammar. But as the conversation flowed, I felt a sense of calm and clarity. The words came easily, and I realized that my subconscious mind had embraced the language fully, turning what once felt like a challenge into a seamless part of my everyday life. Another aspect of this journey was learning to celebrate every small achievement. In a world where we often set high expectations for ourselves, it's easy to overlook the little wins that pave the way to larger successes. I started creating a gratitude board in my room, a simple space where I pinned down little notes of encouragement, achievements, and affirmations. Some days, a single note might read, "Today, I learned a new expression in English," or "I spoke confidently in a group conversation." On other days, I would add a note reminding myself that each step, no matter how small, was an integral part of my journey. This visual representation of progress not only boosted my confidence, but also reinforced the idea that success is built on a foundation of consistent, positive actions. I also came to appreciate the value of having a mentor or a supportive community. There were times when the weight of self-doubt felt overwhelming, and during those moments, a kind word or a shared story from someone who had been through similar challenges made all the difference. I found that discussing my struggles and breakthroughs with others created a sense of camaraderie and mutual growth. When I listened to their experiences, I realized that I was not alone in my journey. Everyone had moments of doubt, everyone faced obstacles, but what set us apart was the willingness to keep moving forward. This collective spirit of resilience and encouragement served as a powerful reminder that the subconscious mind thrives in an environment of support and positivity. It's important to understand that this journey isn't about achieving perfection. There will always be moments when you stumble, when you mispronounce a word, or when the old negative narratives try to creep back in. What matters most is that you keep trying, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Each misstep is a lesson, and every challenge is a stepping stone toward greater self-awareness and mastery. I learned to view mistakes not as failures, but as valuable feedback that guided me toward improvement. Over time, the fear of failure diminished, replaced by an ever-growing curiosity and enthusiasm for learning. In exploring the power of my subconscious mind, I also began to experiment with creative visualization techniques that went beyond imagining conversations. I started to visualize entire scenarios, a day in the life where I was confidently interacting with colleagues, making new friends, and even traveling to English-speaking countries. I pictured the vibrant streets of London, the bustling markets of New York, and the serene parks of Sydney. Each visual journey was filled with sensory details: the sound of laughter in a busy cafe, the smell of fresh coffee, the warmth of a friendly greeting. These vivid images served as blueprints for the future I desired, and every time I revisited them in my mind, I felt a surge of excitement and motivation. It was as if my subconscious mind was laying the groundwork for these experiences to become my reality. At times, I also practiced what I call reverse visualization. Instead of just imagining a perfect scenario, I would picture a moment when I had overcome a challenge. I recalled times when I had felt uncertain or anxious, and then I imagined how I transformed that moment into one of success and growth. This reverse visualization reinforced the idea that I had already conquered difficulties in the past, and that I possessed the inner strength to overcome future challenges. By mentally reliving these moments of triumph, I was constantly reminding myself of my resilience and my capacity for change. Another powerful tool that I incorporated into my daily routine was the practice of mindful breathing. In moments of stress, or when negative thoughts began to take over, I would pause, close my eyes, and focus on my breath. I would count each inhalation and exhalation, allowing the rhythm to soothe my mind and calm my body. This simple practice not only reduced anxiety, but also created a mental space where I could reconnect with my subconscious. In those moments of stillness, I felt a profound sense of inner peace, a reminder that, beneath the noise of everyday worries, there was a quiet, resilient part of me that was always ready to embrace positivity and change. I must also mention the importance of embracing change with an open heart. Change can be intimidating, especially when it involves letting go of long-held beliefs and embracing new ways of thinking. But the beauty of the subconscious mind is its remarkable ability to adapt. Every new idea, every fresh perspective, plants a seed that can eventually blossom into a new reality. There were days when I questioned whether all these practices would make a difference, when the old habits and negative thoughts seemed too deeply ingrained to change. Yet, as time passed, I began to see subtle shifts, small moments of clarity, instances of unexpected confidence, and flashes of insight that confirmed I was on the right path. Perhaps the most profound lesson I learned was that the journey toward self-improvement and language mastery is a lifelong process. There is no final destination where everything is perfect. Instead, it is a continuous unfolding of growth, learning, and discovery. Every conversation, every new word, every affirmation is a part of that unfolding story. And while there will always be challenges along the way, the rewards of persistence and self-belief are immeasurable. As I share these thoughts with you, I want you to know that the power of your subconscious mind is not a distant concept. It is a living, breathing part of you. It's in the way you smile at a stranger, in the quiet moments of reflection, and in the determination to keep moving forward even when the road seems long. By nurturing your subconscious mind with positivity, creativity, and unwavering commitment, you are building a foundation that will support every dream and aspiration you have. I encourage you to continue this journey with an open mind and a courageous heart. Explore different techniques, experiment with creative expression, and always remember that every step, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. Trust in the process and trust in yourself. The more you feed your subconscious mind with positive, empowering thoughts, the more it will transform your daily life, making challenges seem less daunting and successes even more attainable. So, take a deep breath and let these words sink in. Picture yourself walking confidently on this path, each step guided by a deeper understanding of who you are and what you can achieve. Let the soft hum of your inner voice remind you that you are not defined by your mistakes, but by your willingness to rise above them. Embrace the natural flow of life, where every moment is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to shine a little brighter than before. Remember, the journey is uniquely yours. Celebrate your individuality, your progress, and the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Let your subconscious mind be the silent, powerful force that carries you toward your dreams. One day, one word, one breath at a time. Thank you for joining me on this continued exploration of the power of your subconscious mind. May every moment be a stepping stone toward a future filled with confidence, clarity, and boundless joy. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep believing in the amazing potential that lives within you.